Well, hello there! It's that time again. Yes, it is. Time for that blog that truly blazes. Here on this beautiful day of the 3rd of January. The year's progressing already. We're on the 3rd day already. How about that? 2014. We made it. We got through 2013. Now we're into 2014. And as usual, though, I'm going to go over the energies of the end of last week's reading. I'm going to touch upon what we're coming into right now and look at what comes up for us towards the end of the week. But more than that, I promised you a big blog. Big blog. That won't be too big, won't be too long. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over energies for the upcoming year. So there's going to be a bunch of cards, okay? And I'll explain it to you. It's going to be fun and it's going to be interesting. So do fasten your seatbelt for the ride and stay tuned. Okay, the first card is the last card of the previous week's reading, and this card was the Prince of Wands. Very fiery, very determined, very charismatic, a person who's just pouring out energy, a person who's just alive with enthusiasm, with empowerment, with that ability to persuade others. And you may have found yourself that way. You may have felt like your energies were really flowing. At least I hope they were, because we did have some negative cards or negative energies that could have possibly interfered with that. But I advised you last week to focus on the positive, to stay in the now, focus on the positive, which is, of course, always a good thing to do, but especially when you have certain types of energy circulating around you that could potentially drain you or pull you off course. Now, this week's reading is a little challenging, and we do have to be careful to stay on course, as you're going to see in this next card. That's right, the next card, what we're coming into now, is the Seven of Discs, or Seven of Pentacles. Now, this is not a terrible card. I know it's entitled Failure, but the failure is not coming from the outside. It's not like you have a disastrous event, some misfortune. No. In the Rider-Waite deck, it's pictured as a man standing in front of a tree or bush with 7 fruits or discs growing from it. Now, he's entitled to this fruit. He's entitled to this harvest, but he's not harvesting. He's just sitting there leaning on his hoe, his garden implement, just looking at it, not doing anything, holding himself back. This is astrologically Saturn in Taurus. Not a real happy combo, because Saturn likes structure and restriction and responsibility. Taurus is not irresponsible, but it's ruled by Venus, the opposite planet. So Taurus is like it wants luxury and comfort, and Saturn is like, well, no, we need to be a little more austere, need to be a little more careful. You know what, I think what it boils down to is not even so much financial stuff as attitude and the sense of self-doubt creeping in. And that's what we want to watch for, because, see, fear is a forerunner of failure, and ultimately can become failure itself. So we do not want to let fear, acronym false education appearing to be real, to get in the way of the start of our new year. We want to focus, I say, on the energy of the Prince of Wands. We want to focus on the rest of the year. We want to stay out of the energy of this third and final card for this upcoming week. Because the third and final card is the Moon. Now, I asked my holy guardian angel if I should pull more cards for the reading, and I was told, no, this is correct. This is the right energy. Now, I want you to know, before we go further, the energies for the year are great. I mean, you're going to really like this. But this week, it looks like we have to be careful to avoid letting ourselves go into mental confusion, allowing our path to become clouded. We need to focus strongly on, if you made New Year's resolutions, focus on those. If you've got goals, focus on those. Don't let yourself get caught up into negativity, self-doubt, any kind of cloudy thinking. That's what the challenge is going to be. And we don't have to go there. Like we did last week, you know, I felt very good. I mean, that Prince of Wands energy, that really worked for me. So just continue pushing yourself forward, because I assure you, we do have some really good energies coming up for us this year. Yes, we do. What I did today, my holy guardian angel showed me a spread. I went ahead and made like a wheel. I put One card to the left, one above, one to the right, one below, one in the middle. The first card is a card of the now. Now I'm doing this by astrological quarters. That's also what I felt led to do. I don't want to go month to month. That'd be a little bit too long of a reading and too intricate. This will work well. We're going to look at the 4 quarters of the year. And right now we're in the winter season. We're in Capricorn. Okay, soon coming into the energies of Aquarius. And the card I pulled for this quarter is very highly appropriate. It's the universe. Saturn. Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn again is restriction. But it's not cruel, it just simply makes us discipline ourselves. It makes us resolve to make things manifest. We have to make choices. And we have to take responsibility for our choices. But as we do this, it empowers us. It builds up a foundation, and that's what Saturn does. Saturn doesn't give us fish on a platter. Saturn gives us a fishing rod and teaches us how to fish. So right now, and over this next 2 or 3 months, we're going to be focusing on laying down a foundation. We're going to be focusing on taking responsibility, on doing the things that we need to do that are going to ensure our continued long-term growth. Saturn is not immediate reward. It's more of a long-term reward. But long-term in this case is not really that far off. Okay? After we've gone through this winter period, we are going to truly spring into action. That's right, because the next card, the card of spring, the card of, say, April, very appropriately, is a 4 of Wands entitled Completion. Now this is very, very auspicious because the card is Aries energy. And Aries is the sign of the spring equinox, of the spring. It's Venus in Aries, so it's our creative powers really coming out. It's coming out of any slumber. It's coming out of any restriction. We've laid down the ground for it. Okay, we've laid down the foundation for the house. Now we get to create the house. We get to go ahead and start a new chapter in our lives. That's the whole idea of the 4 of Wands. Completions, completing one phase of our life and picking up the pieces and going forward into something different. So this spring holds a lot of promise for us. This early part of the summer is going to hold a lot of promise for us. We're going to find ourselves empowered. We're going to find ourselves more creative. We're going to find ourselves forming a new way, letting go of the past, being ready to write that new chapter in our book of life. And then we come into the summer. And the summer is a beautiful time. Not just because the weather is hot and nice, a little rainy here in South Florida, but really what's great about it, the card that I pulled for this, is a Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter. Beautiful. Beautiful, very fitting for summer solstice. Summer solstice is ruled by the sign of Cancer. Okay? Jupiter does okay in this sign. And Cancer, of course, is a water sign. It's things flowing. Jupiter is flow. Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is good fortune, good luck, good happenings, good stuff. So expect our lives to feel more open. Expect these new creative possibilities that have been awakened in the spring to come into even greater fruition as the summer rolls on. I don't feel the summer is going to be slow for us, especially here in South Florida. I think it's going to be very powerful. I think we're going to find ourselves manifesting some wonderful things as the summer progresses. And we're going to continue with that progress throughout the upcoming year. That's right, because fall, okay, the time of September, October, we have the Hermit. And the Hermit is attributed to Virgo. Very fitting. Virgo falls in September. These quarters and stuff is working out very neatly. It's working out very, very nicely in a very, very powerful way. Okay? So we're going to find ourselves, like the Hermit, following our path, following our freedom, following our way, paying attention to detail, being fastidious about what we do. That's what Virgo does. That's what the Hermit does. But the Hermit is knowledge. The Hermit is wisdom. The Hermit is the ability to march to the beat of our own drummer or the clicking of our own castanets, however you want to say it, and to follow the path that is best for us. So this is a year of empowerment. This is a year of great strength. I went ahead and pulled a fifth card, a central significator, and the card that I pulled was the Emperor. A beautiful and blessed card. Taking control. Kicking butt and taking no names. Pushing forward, taking charge, doing what we need to do. This is our year to be strong. I've been talking to a lot of people about this, and a lot of people are convinced 2014 is going to be better than 2013. I believe it. I really do. I really, truly do. And know this, that many blessings await you throughout the year. More empowerment, more freedom, more personal strength, more the ability to manifest. We just need to avoid self-doubt, self-criticism, and allowing our minds to be fogged by lack of reasoning, lack of judgment, and lack of belief in our connection to the divine. So know this, friends, what awaits us is a great year. And I tell you, I do appreciate you sticking with me and watching my blogs. For without you, there would truly be no reason to do it. Got my little cheat sheet here. Want to make sure. Actually, I had the cards with me today. I usually don't need them, but a lot of cards, so I want to make sure I had them so I didn't get stuck. Listen, I love you. I appreciate you. Till I see you, I will see you next week, one way or another. We're going to be doing it. We'll make it happen. I love you. Bright and many blessings to you. Happy 2014.